Today on an all-new Dr. Phil.
My daughter is a moocher.
Allie's room, she just can't see the mess.
She can't see the mess? How many fingers am I holding up?
6, 3, 6.
She saw that, okay.
Just when you think
How many car wrecks have you had?
it can't get worse,
I want to have a kid.
How would you find the child in your room?
it gets worse.
Do you have a boyfriend living with you?
Yes.
So you're adding moochers. Let's do it.
Got a good show, everybody. Here we go.
I hate to see people suffering, and you've heard long enough.
Stand by, Dr. Phil.
We're going to get you the help that you need.
In 5, 4,
This is going to be a changing day in your life.
go, Dr. Phil.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. All right, I want you to do something for me. Take a look at this bedroom. Yeah, that's a bedroom. There are piles of clean clothes, dirty clothes, clothes that are too small, clothes that don't even belong to the person living there. There are old cups, bowls, food wrappers. It's 20-year-old Allie's room who says it's just unfair for her mom to expect her to clean her room. Allie's parents say she's a lazy, spoiled moocher with no job, no money, no plan, and no care in the world. Take a look.
My daughter Allie is spoiled and a moocher and disrespectful.
I sat in my room while my mom and stepdad were cleaning this whole living room. I just wanted to do what I wanted to do.
My daughter Allie's room is a total mess all the time.
Dirty clothes, old cups, old bowls, crap on the floor. It smells funky. It's just absolutely disgusting.
When I eat in my room, I usually just throw the trash on the floor. I'm just lazy, too lazy to clean it up, and when I go through my clothes, I just throw them everywhere and find what I want to find. Once I turned 18, my mom expected me to clean my room. I thought it was very unfair. My mom always gets upset because I never do the dishes. It just grosses me out.
On average, my wife and I give Allie $10 or $20 every couple of days. Allie will spend the money on cigarettes, on clothes, or fast food.
Allie has gained 100 pounds in the past 2 years.
You know I'm not lazy on purpose. You know I have a bad knee. I honestly feel like I don't contribute anything to my house. I just don't want to, I guess.
I always wanted her to have the best, but I never wanted her to turn out to be a spoiled brat that bums stuff off people because she doesn't think she has to earn anything.
Well, I didn't know she had a bad knee. So forget everything I've said up until now. So it grosses her out to do the dishes, but not to walk through 3 feet of garbage in her bedroom to get in her bed. Elizabeth says that she's tried to punish her daughter, but she just really can't seem to stick with it.
It's very hard to get punishments to stick, and it's really hard to get Allie to learn lessons.
We punish her by not letting her take the car.
We've taken it away 3 times for a day or 2. She just comes up with reasons that she needs it back, and then a lot of times it's just more convenient for her to have the car.
My mom rarely follows through with her threats.
Allie has crashed 3 cars, but one of the cars she crashed 3 times.
I heard a loud noise. Next thing I know, the whole windshield was smashed. I really don't know what happened. I've never had to pay for any damage that happened to the car.
Even though Allie has been irresponsible with cars, I still try to give her the benefit of the doubt.
When Allie won't do her chores, we won't buy her some of the clothes that she wants.
When Allie says she needs clothes, we usually do buy them for her. When we go clothes shopping for her, we probably spend anywhere from $50 to $100, probably at least once a month.
My parents don't make me pay for anything.
We could take away her cell phone, but we've never actually done that. I just want to give Allie a chance to show she can be responsible.
Okay, so Allie, what do you think about all this?
Sometimes I think it's just unfair that they're nagging me so much. I mean, I'm my own person. I can do what I want.
Yeah. Oh, I agree. In fact, you're of age, right?
Yes,
You're 18, so you can do whatever you want, wherever you want.
exactly.
But you know what fascinates me about you?
What?
Is how you're pulling this off. That fascinates me. I'm impressed. Seriously. I am impressed at how you can get 2 intelligent, functioning people. I mean, these people dress themselves every morning, go out in the world, they operate heavy machinery. These are like totally functional people. And you somehow have mesmerized them into thinking that what y'all are doing is okay. Tell us your secret.
I guess I just throw a fit and then they give up.
Okay, well, now there you go. See, that's a good one. Is that true?
Yeah.
She just throws a fit and you cave.
Yeah. Well,
we work a lot, we have a long commute, we're exhausted, and we do cave, and we don't want that to keep happening.
Well, you're tired.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you say, Dad?
Eventually, I do cave in, too, because I just feel bad for her.
You feel bad for her?
Yes.
Yeah, she has a way of making us feel, like, bad, like, sorry for her, so we cave.
Okay. So, basically, what you're saying, just to be sure I understand, you cave in to make yourself feel better.
Yes.
We feel badly for her, and to escape our pain, then we indulge her.
Yes.
And then we feel better because we feel like, look, we did something nice for her, so I can abate my guilt. Is that what you're telling me?
I guess. I mean,
No,
that's not
don't
what
guess. I mean,
that's
no.
not what I consciously mean to do. I mean, I don't want her to be like that, and I don't want to enable her, but I just don't know how to stop.
When you step back and look at it, is there any other way to see it?
No.
What do you say, Dad?
Yeah, there's no other way to see it.
So it's just, what are you all so guilty about? You're clearly parenting from guilt. I mean, if you're caving into her, what is it you're so guilty about?
She's had a hard life.
Yeah.
So, okay. I'm not talking about the current. Yeah, she's had a lot of things happen to her that shouldn't have.
So what you're saying is, she's had a hard life, so let's cripple her mentally, emotionally, and physically to add on to it. How is that a gift?
It's not.
Well, no, let's think about it. She's had a hard life, so therefore I'm going to fail my job of preparing her for the next level of life. I just wondered, when you had that conversation with yourself, Dad, how did that go?
Well, my thinking is, because she's bipolar, and she's trying to work through those issues. Life is a little bit hard on her. She's trying to, to deal with everything that's coming at her, and I just want to try and provide the best for her. And if I can kind of help in some way to make her life better, that's what I'm trying to do.
And do you think that's what you're doing?
I think I am doing that, but I think I am enabling some of the bad things to happen.
By the way, who told you she was bipolar?
Her former psychiatrist.
I don't know him, and I'm not going to say anything about him because I don't know him, but I've been through her entire history. I've had members of my advisory board. We have an advisory board here at the Dr. Phil Show. They're the top minds in psychology, psychiatry, sociology, medicine, theology, everything. I mean, from Harvard, Yale, Stanford, all these places. But I couldn't find one member of the advisory board that could see one shred of evidence that she is now or has ever been bipolar.
That's good.
So you're saying I'm not bipolar?
I don't know.
Oh.
I can't see any evidence that you are. If you're not bipolar, that would be good news, and it would mean, oh, wow, I don't have that affliction.
Yeah.
The bad news would be you would lose an excuse.
That's true.
Did I hear you say she can't see the mess?
Yes.
Am I bald?
Yeah.
How many fingers am I holding up?
6. 6.
And later,
I honestly want to have a kid.
how would you find the child in your room?
Tomorrow on an all-new Dr. Phil.
I hate coming home to see a beached whale.
He feels tricked.
After we got married, she's a different person.
He says this is bait and switch.
Repulsed
You said, when I look at her, I am totally disgusted.
and unappreciated.
Women want to be around me because I'm good looking, I'm romantic. I don't understand why she doesn't think I'm a catch.
You think calling her a beached whale might take the sizzle out of you?
That's tomorrow.
I feel like sometimes I make excuses for Allie, but I also feel like she really has a mental deficit. She doesn't know how to process it in her brain to clean her room.
I think Allie doesn't make a mess on purpose. She just can't see the mess because her brain is moving very quickly. Allie does want to make good decisions, but she is influenced by her friends.
She's been bullied in high school, and she still gets picked on now, and she's just a target. Her friends use her for her car and gas.
It is hard to force Allie to eat what we want her to eat because she is an adult.
Allie asks for stuff like soda pop, Hot Pockets, pizza. I buy Allie food because I don't want to hear her complaining.
I believe Allie's weight gain could be tied to a thyroid problem.
When I buy food, I usually go to Taco Bell.
I feel like Allie can't hold on to a job because she's so emotional. She can't cope with feedback.
My wife and I continue to give Allie money because she asks for it to apply for jobs, but she just spends it on fast food and cigarettes.
I do allow Allie to smoke because I feel like, well, this will make her feel better.
We give Allie what she wants. That does make me feel better.
Did I hear you right? Did I hear you say she can't see the mess?
Yes.
Okay. Am I bald?
Yeah.
Am I bald?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh my.
How many fingers am I holding up?
3.
Okay, let's go 2 hands. How many fingers am I holding up?
6. 6.
6?
Yeah.
So you can see that?
Yeah.
You see it clearly? You're sure I'm bald?
Yes. Very sure.
Okay. She can't see the mess because her brain's moving quickly. Did you see how quickly I moved over there?
Yes.
I move like a cat. Well, Garfield a cat, but I move like a cat.
Yep.
She saw that, okay.
Yep.
And let's look at these pictures. You can see that. What's that look like to you?
A nasty mess.
But it's interesting that the laundry baskets are empty, but the
Actually-
floor is full.
Yeah, and my dresser's actually empty too.
Yeah. So you just don't have a good shot, or when you throw it in the basket? Okay, your closet door is off the rails. It's not even there, and there's nothing hanging in the closet, but you're almost up to the rail. And then I'm particularly interested in this picture. That's exactly my reaction when I saw this. Is this a floss pick on the floor?
Yeah.
So you laid in bed, picked your teeth, and flicked it out onto the floor.
Pretty much.
And what are these stains that are there?
From drinks.
When you are finished, you just dump it out?
No, I just knock them over sometimes on accident and then don't clean it up because I don't know how to clean it up.
You don't know how to clean it up.
I mean, I put a towel over it usually, but I don't know how to clean the stain up.
How do you think this conversation is going so far?
I think it's showing me that I'm doing the wrong thing, and I need to do the right thing. But how I was thinking about her not being able to see it is telling her to clean it up, and not cleaning it up and just adding to it and just walking over everything just like it's not there.
Well, that didn't even make sense to me.
Okay?
You say she doesn't see it. Say that again.
Yeah, you know, she's just walking through the room,
right,
and everything is there, and she just walks over clothes instead of stepping over it like something is there, just walking right over it, like it is a clean room.
Oh, man, if I had a flag right now, I would throw it.
Nice.
And you were such a nice guy. I mean, okay. She made a few statements that I thought y'all might want to hear. I wrote them down and put them on a graphic for you. I'll give you a copy you can take home, put in your refrigerator with magnets. She said, quote, "As their daughter, I do feel they kind of owe this stuff to me. When I make bad choices, I only think about my immediate needs first. I'd rather do what I want rather than what Mom is telling me to do. I'll go in her room and borrow clothes. She gets mad, and I see where she's coming from, but I don't really care. She never wants to buy me clothes, so I just take hers. The more Mom nags, the less I want to do what she wants me to do. If Mom was stricter when younger, I would be different."
That's how I feel. Because you let me do anything I wanted to do when I was young.
I was trying to be a good mom. I did what I thought I was doing the right thing at the time.
Do you agree with my statement that our job as parents is to prepare our children for the next level of life?
Yes.
Okay, well, coming up, we're going to find out why Elizabeth threatened to press charges against her very own daughter. Of course, threatened, and I'm sure she was shaking in her boots. I'm sure she just figured the stormtroopers were going to come through there, throw the cuffs on her, take her to prison, consistent with her mom's prior behavior. We'll be right back.
I went in my mom's room. I was trying to find money for gas and cigarettes. I found this necklace.
The necklace was worth $2,000. Allie sold it for $15.
This May on Dr. Phil. It's a month of controversial guests.
Are you on medication?
Minimal.
Because you're slurring your words. She threw a temper tantrum in the hotel room talking to my staff.
Am I going to get my word to talk? I came here. This is my story. This is just not what I came on this show for.
Shocking accusations.
How do you feel about being here with Chris?
I am terrified.
I am guilty of being a bad dad, but I am not a pedophile.
You know what you did to me. Stop lying.
Dr. Phil exclusives.
Miranda Barber says she has murdered dozens of people.
The suspect's family speaks out.
She says she hacked a man to death in the front seat of her car. What has she said to you about that night?
Plus, police say her ex starved their 5-year-old son
He weighed 29 pounds.
and kept him locked beneath the stairs.
His face was black and purple.
The exclusive stories.
What did he tell you about the closet?
This May on Dr. Phil.
Allie stole and pawned my necklace about a month ago.
I went in my mom's room because I was trying to find something so I could get money for gas and cigarettes because my gas light was on. I had no cigarettes. I found this necklace. Just opened this up, got the necklace out, and then put this back, and then just took it.
The necklace was worth $2,000, and it was a gift from me. Allie went to a pawn shop and sold it for $15.
When my mom asked me if I took it, I said no at first.
And she's like, oh, you must have misplaced it. So then I told her, well, we can't report it to the insurance company unless we call the cops. And then Allie started crying and she confessed. And she said, I don't want to go to jail. When I found out that Allie stole the necklace, I was devastated.
I had to go through the trash can to find the receipt so that we could go back to the pawn shop. I had to pay $50 to get my own necklace back.
After we found out Allie pawned my necklace, Bob told her and her fiance that they had to leave.
Allie was kicked out of the house for 2 days.
I had nowhere to go, so they let me back in the house.
After Allie came back in the house, we told her no friends were allowed over. She couldn't have the car, and they had to start cleaning, but really nothing's changed.
When I make bad choices such as selling my mom's necklace, I mean, I know it's a bad decision at the time, but I just don't care.
Okay, is this a necklace, by the way? Mm-hmm. It's very beautiful, obviously, and you say it's a couple $1,000s.
Yes, it is.
And you sold it for $15. And to quote you, no, I just don't care. Mm-hmm. Okay. She steals the $2,000 diamond necklace, takes your clothes, money, stolen money. She's sexually active, but you don't use protection, right? Why is that?
I just think it's sometimes better without it, and I honestly want to have a kid.
You want to have a child. How would you find the child in your room? I mean, the stuff is taller than a 2-year-old. I mean, where would you, the child could be lost in there?
I think if I had a kid, I'd actually, like, wake up a little bit and straighten up and be more responsible.
Okay. So the kid would be born with a job to straighten up mom.
I guess.
Yeah. How many car wrecks have you had?
Like, 2?
How many car wrecks has she had? I think it's 5.
Really? But only one of the cars got totaled, so I didn't really count the other ones.
It counts even if the car's not totaled.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, well, we went back, looked at the records, talked to your parents. 6, 1 totaled.
Oh.
She drives without gas money. So she'll go out and get stranded because it says empty. She says, what the hell? Off she goes and runs out of gas. She doesn't clean up after herself. She doesn't do chores. You don't do anything, right?
Not really.
She doesn't take care of the cat. You have a cat? Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, let's upgrade that to a baby. She doesn't take care of a cat, but she wants a baby. Cats are pretty low maintenance compared to children. I've had 2, you know, we've raised 2 kids and had cats. No comparison. She forgets to take her medications. She throws brakes and hits when she's angry, right? Mm-hmm. She doesn't manage money. She dropped out of school? When did she drop out of school? Sophomore year?
Yeah.
Why?
She wouldn't go, and every day was a constant fight, and every day was the school calling me with drama.
Once she quit school, we said we would homeschool her. Mm-hmm. So
that didn't work out well.
And that didn't work well.
I mean, well, she actually commented about her grades and motivation. Let's hear what she had to say.
My mom made me feel like grades were not important at all.
Allie's grades were probably C's and D's. When Allie didn't get good grades, we didn't punish her.
I actually dropped out my sophomore year and got my GED. I feel like if my mom was more strict with me in school, I would have done something good with my life, something better than it is now.
It's so apparent on your list in film. I mean, it's like really a wake-up call. But we should have seen it before, but we didn't.
Yeah, about 19 years ago. But it's never too late, right? What would happen if the two of you, God forbid, were struck by lightning and were just gone in the flash of a moment? What do you think would happen to her?
I think that she would probably take the insurance money and have a party and then be homeless.
Mm-hmm.
If that happened, I would buy a house.
And let 20 of your friends move in, probably.
What would you do when the house filled up? Would you buy another one?
I don't know.
Just last year, Allie says she went to a party, and the next thing she remembers was waking up in the grass at 4 a.m. We're going to find out what happened that night that she says still haunts her today.
My mom is very selfish when she buys stuff for her and not me, when she knows I need stuff. My parents don't give me any money when I ask. The only time they give me money is on my birthday, or maybe $1 for Christmas. My parents always tell me they don't have money to get me a shirt when I really need one for work, but yet my mom gets new shoes more than a normal person would, and they eat when they're at work, so why can't they help me?
Well, 20-year-old Allie says her mom, Elizabeth, is just selfish and absolutely hates her friends because she says they are a bad influence on her. Well, just last year, Allie says she went to a party with her friends against her mom's wishes. And she says it actually did turn out to be one of the worst nights of her life. Take a look.
In August of 2013, I was sexually assaulted. That day, and I was at the party, a bunch of us were drinking, and I was talking to this guy that I knew, and then I really don't remember anymore. The next thing I know, I'm like on the grass, laying down with my clothes kind of undone. When I looked at myself after I woke up, I thought, what just happened? Have I got raped? I called my boyfriend at the time. My boyfriend then called the cops. The police took me to the hospital, and my parents showed up a little later.
When I saw Allie, she told me I was there, he knocked me down, and then had sex with me.
Allie said that someone pushed her down, pulled her pants down, and raped her in a driveway.
In reality, I woke up and my clothes were all messed up, but I told my parents that a man pushed me down, and I kind of lied about it, but I think I only lied about it because it was a heat of the moment type thing.
I absolutely believe that our daughter was raped.
A report was filed, and it ended up being like he said, she said, because there wasn't a witness, which is insane.
My mom made me feel like it was my fault that I got raped at the party.
I think Allie was right because she puts herself in dangerous situations.
Okay, now, were you assaulted? You're clear about that?
Yep.
Right? Because I was confused. I say I'm unclear is because of something she said on that tape. Listen to what Allie had to say about the sexual assault that she had reported to her parents.
In reality, I woke up and my clothes were all messed up, but I told my parents that a man pushed me down, and I kind of lied about it, but I think I only lied about it because it was a heat of the moment type thing.
What?
What?
Well, what you said was, in reality, I just told my parents that a man pushed me down. I just kind of said that because it was, I don't know, it was in the heat of the moment.
Yeah.
So, what's the truth? You just said there that you lied. You said, I lied.
I lied about how it happened.
Just sounds like, you know, she lied about being raped in that statement, although she told us that she was.
Yeah.
And she said she wasn't drinking.
Are you, but you were pass out drunk, right? Yeah, hello, come on. Mm-hmm. You were pass out drunk. So you don't really know what happened.
No.
You might have been raped, But you have no specific recollection of it.
I honestly just thought I was because of my clothes and everything. And then when I called the guy I was with, he said it sounded like it. And he actually was the one who called the cops. I told him not to, but, you know.
But you don't have any specific recollection of being raped. It just circumstantially, it seemed like something happened.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying you were or you weren't. But what I know is in the tape she says, well, in reality, I just told my parents I was pushed down, and I kind of lied sort of about it. You know, this was all part of a bigger interview, and she just kind of said it in passing. But it certainly jumped out at me because I take rape allegations very, very seriously, and I take the need for very specialized care after having been violated in that way very seriously. So I don't know if she was really raped or not, or if she had sex with somebody and then told her boyfriend that she got raped so he wouldn't be upset, or not. I don't know what happened. I don't really know, and I just asked you if you really know, and you said, no, you don't really know either. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Who knows what happened?
I'm not really worried about it. It's the past.
Yeah. And by the way, everything we're talking about here in terms of her dysfunctional behavior and your dysfunctional parenting all happened before this.
Yes, you're right.
So it's not like because this happened, her self-esteem crashed and she stopped picking up after herself. That's not the case.
No, that's been for years.
Coming up, you won't believe what Allie says her mom does when she shows any signs of emotion. We'll be right back.
Tomorrow on an all-new Dr. Phil. Married 6 months.
You said when I look at her, I am disgusted.
I see a beached whale.
And already cheating.
So you think she's driven you to other women?
That's tomorrow.
Allie's been on medication since she was 7 to control her emotional and anger issues.
I've been medicated for so long, I feel like my mom thinks that's the only way I'll be able to get better.
Allie was diagnosed with having selective mutism, post-traumatic stress disorder, and intermittent explosive disorder.
I take my medicine for manic bipolar, depression, and OCD.
I definitely believe Allie is mentally ill. She is very unstable and violent and delusional when she does not take her medicine.
One time I was upset about this guy I was dating. My mom says, "Stop being delusional, you're going to a mental hospital." My mom never listens to what I have to say, and I think that's why she tells me to take my medicine all the time.
Allie's called me a bitch, stupid, mean, the worst mother in the world. Allie calls me names when she doesn't take her pills.
My mom thinks just because I have an attitude or I'm crying, I need to go take my pills, even if I've already taken them for the day. She thinks I always need to take my medicine.
True?
I don't say, go take pills. I've said, have you taken your medicine? I will ask her that because when she doesn't take her medicine, her speech patterns change, her behavior changes, she gets hostile, she gets extremely agitated by everything.
I went through all of your interviews, and there were a lot of diagnoses thrown around. You said selective mutism, PTSD, intermittent explosive disorder, manic, bipolar, depression, and OCD. She added OCD. You said it on the tape. Are you OCD?
Somewhat. Just for random things.
Yeah. See, we have diagnostic criteria for these things. You don't just decide you have it and go get some pills.
No, but the psychiatrists have diagnosed her with it.
With OCD?
No, that I don't know about. But, I mean, she's 20 now. I don't go in with, like, the current psychiatrist she has, I don't go in with her. She goes in and talks to him and tells him whatever, and he prescribes whatever and says whatever is, I mean, I can't control it. She's 20.
But she is medicated. She's taking medicines.
Yes, from a psychiatrist.
Okay.
They're the experts. I don't know what to tell them. If they say something's wrong with her and say, this is what she should take.
Then you just do it? If an expert says something, you just do it? I mean, I'm liking this because I'm getting ready to say some stuff.
Well, I would listen to you. That's why I wrote you.
Okay. Because
I thought if anyone could help her, it would be you.
Yeah, well, you came to the right place, and I am your worst nightmare. By the way, one thing I left out. Do you have a boyfriend living with you at your house?
Yes.
You do?
Yeah.
Wow. So Allie isn't the only moocher living with Elizabeth and Bob. We're going to talk about that after the break.
Right now, my fiance and I do not use any sort of birth control.
I think she's incapable of getting pregnant because she's just too heavy to conceive. She's been irresponsible, sometimes using birth control, sometimes not, but she hasn't got pregnant, so the odds are that she won't.
Hey, Dr. Phil here. Did you know that more than 16 million kids in the U.S. are at risk of hunger each day? Join me and visit feedingamerica.org/hunger to find your local food bank to help. I'm Dr. Phil, and together, we are Feeding America. We can't do this show without you, our studio audience.
If you are going to be in the Los Angeles area and you would like free tickets, go to drphil.com and click on Be in the Audience.
Because we have a lot of fun here, don't we? Or you can call 323-461-PHIL. We're here today with Elizabeth and Bob, who say their 20-year-old daughter, Allie, dropped out of school because it just wasn't going well. They were going to homeschool her, but she didn't show up. She isn't going to college. She can't hold a job. Allie and her fiancé recently got engaged. And then guess what? He moved into Elizabeth and Bob's house along with her. Is he staying in that room with you? Oh! Okay, take a look.
Allie's been engaged numerous times, like 4 or 5, maybe more.
I've honestly only been engaged one time, and that's with this guy right now.
Allie and her fiancé were dating probably about a week before they moved into our home.
My parents only let my fiance move in because he's my fiance. He's not just a boyfriend.
She pitched to us that if he was there, he would help her clean her room, she would get a job, she wouldn't be so lonely in the daytime. And then we thought, he won't be driving around doing stupid stuff. But that hasn't happened.
The rules we established when Allie's fiancé moved in was that Allie had to keep her room clean, do the dishes, and pretty much it.
Honestly, me and my fiance sit around the house and hang out.
Allie's fiancé does not work, and he does not give us any money to live there.
Allie and her boyfriend yell at each other, shove each other, or hit each other. It's total chaos.
He gets upset really easily. He doesn't get his way, pretty much.
When she was in an argument with her fiancé, he did punch a car and a light post.
I don't know, don't get along that much.
Even though Allie's fiancé does have his own issues, he is good for our daughter.
Are y'all jacking with me?
Well, we don't think that anymore. We're clueless.
You said he keeps her company during the day.
Yeah.
She's lonely.
I know.
He's living in that room with you.
Yeah.
And you said because she's overweight, you don't worry about her getting pregnant.
Yeah, well, that was dumb on my part. Allie said she was pregnant 5 or 6 times at least.
I've never really been pregnant.
She tends to get pregnant when her boyfriends want to break up with her.
I told my mom I was pregnant just to make her mad because she makes me mad all the time. Right now, my fiance and I do not use any sort of birth control. Honestly, we don't use any birth control or anything because we want to have a kid. If I had a kid, I feel like I'd be very motivated to do things in life. But if me and my fiance had a child, we would rely on our parents.
Yeah. So this boy's moved in the house with her, and he's back there living in that room.
Yes.
And they're back there having sex.
I don't know for sure, but it looks like she is.
What do you think they're doing back there? They're not cleaning up the room.
That's true.
So you're adding moochers.
Oh, yeah, we're collecting them.
He's moved in. When do you plan to get married?
I'm not sure. Once we're financially stable.
How's that happen?
How is that going to happen?
Well, I have a job now.
Yeah, what do you do?
I'm a cashier.
You've had several jobs, right?
Yeah.
Allie has had 4 or 5 jobs, and none of them lasted even 3 months total.
I quit one job because it wasn't worth the money for the 45-minute drive. I quit another job because the people were really mean. Then I got fired from one of them for attendance.
She has so much more potential, and she can do better than that.
And I said I made a list of why she would move out. Well, she has free rent for her and her fiancé, free maid service, free phone calls, free food, free utilities, free laundry, you do her bedding, free money for cigarettes, free money for gas, free cars, free car insurance, free car repairs, $4,000, and somebody to tell her she needs to take her meds, so she doesn't even have to remember anything. Why? Hell, I'll move in.
You can have her room.
No, I don't want her room. I don't want her room.
Neither do we.
Look, this can't be okay with you. You're living in some quagmire, horrible mess of a room, requiring absolutely nothing of yourself in terms of performance, personally or career-wise, or even conduct-wise. That's underachieving. Would you agree? Yeah. You're better than that.
Yeah.
We're going to take a break. Should Elizabeth and Bob kick Allie and her fiancé out of the house? Yes. That was a rhetorical question. But since you want to weigh in, should Bob and Elizabeth kick Allie and her fiancé out of her house? Yes! Okay, I just knew you wanted to say something. They now know what you think. I'll tell them what I think after the break. Want to know what's coming up on Dr. Phil? Visit our website and subscribe to our email newsletter. You'll get weekly updates, life strategies, and exclusive video that you won't find anywhere else.
Plus, on drphil.com, you can see sneak previews of upcoming shows. Log on today.
Okay, I said, should you kick the fiancé and Allie out of the house? You're going to be surprised to hear me say yes and no. Yes, you should kick the fiancé out of the house before dark today. The boy needs to be out of the house. Period. Paragraph. I'm sorry?
I'm leaving then.
Okay, then I was actually going to say you don't need to kick her out yet. You need to start a program to get her out, and I was going to help you with it. But she said if you kick him out of the house, she's leaving too, so problem solved. You don't need a problem. She's going to go. What you need to understand, I think if you are going to be a guest in your house, then you meet certain requirements, rules, regulations. If not, drop her at a shelter somewhere for the homeless. It's cleaner than where she's living now. It's cleaner than where she's living now. She has absolutely no respect for you. She has absolutely no empathy for you or you. She has said straight up, I just don't care. We're going to move out when we're financially independent, which would be the 12th. That's going to be on the 12th of never. Okay? It isn't going to happen. What I was going to say is she needs a life coach and a 30-day plan. And I was going to get you a life coach that creates a 30-day plan that gets her lazy butt moving. And if she remains in your house for even this transition period, she has to do what she has to do, or you take her to the shelter. And if she doesn't do that, then change the locks on the door. I will call you a locksmith. We will change the locks on the door. She needs to understand free ride is over. If you want the professional help and a life coach and somebody to come in and get this girl moving, then my gift to you, I will provide that. But once they tell you what needs to happen, you have to stick with it.
We will.
Yep.
But the boy is gone today. Do I have your commitment on that?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. I want to thank my guests for being here today. A special thanks to our medical team at Doctor On Demand, assisting some of our team in preparation for the show. So Jay and I created this app where you can go to your phone and you can push a button and you have a board-certified doctor face-to-face looking at you within seconds. We use it here. It was great getting information on all of this. If you want that at home, go to Google Play or the App Store. You can download the app. We'll see you next time. Thanks so much.